Week of Do Life in a Body You Love. I have a very special guest with me today. This is my girl, Christine. We've been working together for a while. Well, actually, we're not even working together anymore. She went through my Keep It Off Academy a while back. When were you done with the academy?
I don't know.
End of December?
End of December.
Okay, end of December. Okay,
yeah.
So I'm terrible with time. So she has agreed, because she's a lovely human, to share this adventure that she has been on with you lovely ladies in the hopes of inspiring you all that this is possible for you too. And I love her story. I know that so many of you are going to connect with different pieces of this. And personally, as her coach, I love getting a text pop up from her on Messenger because I can't even see what it is, but I already know that it's going to be some like super fun non-scale victory that she's updating me on. So hopefully we can sprinkle some of those in here too. But why don't you start off, Christine, by telling the listeners kind of what was going on with you with your health before?
So before, I just turned 60. So there's a lot of before. I've never been a diet freak, but I've always thought about it. I've always thought about losing weight. I've bought the stuff. I've bought the videos, the little containers that you put stuff in, the potions and pills, not diet pills per se, but stuff. And so I've started on Monday a million times, did a weight loss program back in the day and was a gym rat, and that's not me. And the story goes, I ate a cookie, cracked my ankle, ate a cookie, and that was the end of it. So, so I've been at a large weight for a while. And honestly, I thought, my body must just like it. And that my body can't decide that. So I've also had some physical things, spinal fusion, 2 little sacroiliac joint fusions. So there's always been this, I can't do it yet. I can't move yet. I can't garden yet. I can't ride my bike yet. And so, and the other thing that kept me away was my knowledge. I thought, I just don't know what I'm doing. I can't know what I'm doing. I tried to read a book that didn't work, because I didn't read it, basically. My doctor's been lovely, but kind of like, girl, you got to do it yourself. And then I've talked with you on and off for a couple of years now. We still don't know how we met online, but that's a stitch. And so I even tried finally walking 2 years ago this summer, I think it was, when I was looking back at our messages, and it just wasn't working. And a year ago, right now, I was walking with a cane. So even to walk 10 minutes was a big struggle. So that's the history. Finally, had my aha moment in August, and here I am.
I love it. So you were reluctant because of the physical limitations, right? And then the fact that you thought that you had a knowledge deficit, you weren't really sure what you should even be doing as far as food goes. And you thought with the physical limitations that it just wasn't in the cards for you. You flip the script and you're like, okay, let's get this under control. What kind of walk us through your adventure going through the academy? Like, what kind of results did you get?
Right. So, we started with a 5-day reset, and then I joined the academy immediately. And you told me, to eat 3 meals a day, no snacks. I'm like, okay, there's the knowledge I need, right? Of course, there's much more to it. But since during the academy, I've lost over about 14, 15 inches. I just hit 38 pounds today.
So good.
Mid-September. And I think it was at 27 for the academy. I think that's what the number was for the 12 weeks.
I think so.
Yeah. So new clothes flying out of my closet, stuff I haven't worn in a long time. Lots of non-scale victories. And those are just as much fun. Crazy fun.
Yeah. I mean, I get pictures of like your feet and you're like, look how skinny my feet are. And I'm like, I know literally everything about your body starts to change. Right. And it's things that like people wouldn't think of before they
No.
lose weight until they experience it. And then it's like, oh, wow, it is literally everything about your body that can transform. So now tell the listeners where you're at with your physical abilities because you had a really bad back. You were really having a hard time walking. What are you doing these days?
Yeah, it's really funny because I'm not a cardio girl. However, I know the importance of getting my heart rate up a little bit. So I've been doing some walking, lots of walking, running up some stairs at work during this walk,
Running
wait,
up them?
jogging.
Oh my.
Yeah, these like 6 steps yeah, it's amazing. Um, I've been playing with these kettlebells, swinging those bad boys around, bands. Um, I feel fabulous. We went to out of town this last weekend. I had to carry everything because my husband is post surgery, up the stairs, down the stairs. It was not even an issue. Someone offered to help me. I said, no, you stay in the house. I got my boots on. It did not even bother me. I've tried some yoga. I never tried yoga before. Love it. I stretch every day. That's crucial for me because of my history. And I feel amazing.
Oh, that's
I can
such
move.
a huge transformation in such a small amount of time, really. Like to go from having to use a cane to go on a long walk to like you're swinging a kettlebell around, going to yoga classes, you went to an adult dance class. Like,
Yep.
these are things that weren't even possible for you. And we didn't start with aggressive exercise, right? So I think
No.
I love that part of your story because I think that holds a lot of women back. If they have a lot of weight to lose, but they also have some like bad knees or something like that. And we have this idea that we have to have really aggressive workouts, right?
Yeah.
Or anybody who died in the 80s thinks that they need to do a ton of cardio. And that's just not the case, right? We can always like meet you where you are and go on a little adventure. So
Yeah.
that was
I
a
do
big
those
thing for
things.
you, I think, was being able to take care of your husband, right? Because like,
Oh yeah. There was no doubt that this all was lined up because I believe by the Lord, because he just had double hip surgery in the last 8 weeks, 2 hips. And I've done everything since last April. Last April, I started mowing the lawn and I thought I was going to die because that's when I first started. I got a kind of a clean bill of health, like I could start moving. And by the end of the summer, man, I was knocking it out. And so for me to be able to take care of the family and the snow, that's been fun. But I've done it. I've enjoyed it. I took walks in the winter this year, like I promised myself on my wellness goals. And
you
I'm
even
moving.
shoveled. Shoveling is like a big deal when you have a bad back.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's a big deal for anybody. Like shoveling sucks.
Yeah. It's just been a blast. I can't wait to just put more movement as spring approaches. And oh man, this movement, I don't call it exercise because I just giggle. People say, what are you doing? I'm like, well, what program are you on? Like, well, I eat 3 meals a day, no snacks, and I kind of do some movement. I don't really exercise. Nikki, if you saw what I do every day, you'd be like, girl, you are not exercising, but you're so supportive because you know I'm moving and that's all that matters. And I'm just having a blast.
It's getting you where you want to be, right? So
Right.
how was this like going through this process? How was this different than when you tried in the past to either do some diets, buy the workout tapes, like the things that you had done before?
Well, just the knowledge, the mindset, and just it's not hard. And I know everyone is in their certain place. So I would never tell someone that your journey's not hard because you might have a different thing than I do. For me, this has not been hard at all. Now, some of the exercises I do or the movement I do has been a little tough at times, but I'm getting stronger. it's just a no-brainer for me. I'm lucky and blessed that I have this mentality that like, okay, will you tell me to eat 3 meals a day, no snacks? I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that for 20 years for someone to tell me that. And so got it. I do have a few snacks now, but they're not, I don't need them. I'm saving money. I'm saving time and energy by not having to worry about the stupid things.
Yeah.
And I grab something if I have to have it.
Well, it's easier to not have all the extras when you're eating the right things at those 3 meals. And so just so the listeners know, every woman in the program isn't even doing 3 meals. There's some variety to it. But yeah, eating real food and cutting back on the grazing, which is really difficult when you're not eating the right foods to feel fueled. Like, did you ever feel deprived or starving to death in this program?
Never. Matter of fact, I've been very full and thought, I hope I can maybe eat lunch because I'm still really full from my great breakfast. And so I've had to learn a little bit of that, looking at the protein, and that's really filling. It's amazing. And, I was raised on meat and potatoes and chicken. And I'm a very picky eater. And one of the fun things that I've done and learned and gotten excited about is cooking. I can cook, but cooking good food is so much fun and it tastes so good. And right now I'm kind of in the mindset of cooking more one pot meals than a protein and a veggie and a fruit. I'd rather just throw in a pan, get it done, so that's kind of my focus right now.
So would you say that would you say that cooking healthy, at least in the way that we do it in the academy, it's not more time consuming, right?
Oh, no, no, because you can make a big pot of something to last for a few days. I've been freezing like crazy. And then we have stuff. So I can pull it out for my husband for lunches. I can take it to lunch for work. I just make a big pot. I don't mind cooking now. And if I have to cook every day, I just enjoy it more.
Well, you had told me before you started the program that you were going to have a hard time losing weight because of your back, because of your lack of knowledge, but also because you didn't like to cook. Your husband was the cook and you were going to have to be the one to cook. And so that just wasn't going to happen. And then I was like, girl, I promise we can make this simple. I think people have in their mind, like, at least I did, when people would say like meal prepping, I would think about people who sit in the kitchen for 8 hours at a time, putting things into like 37 Tupperware containers. And I'm like, no, it does not have to be this crazy, like all day experience. It's definitely doable with a busy schedule. So you lose 27 while we're in our 12-week program. You're graduated. You're off on your own. This is where most people gain weight after a diet. You do a diet or you buy a program. And then when it's done, what do most of us do? Go back to doing what we were doing and we put the weight back on. You have continued to lose and you are not alone. This is very, very common. Everybody keeps losing after we're done because of the lifestyle changes that we're implementing, right? So you have still lost. Your before and after pictures are insanely powerful. Like mind blowing for real. Yeah. Like when you share those, I'm just like, oh my gosh, you're like a whole different woman. What would you say to anybody who is looking at the academy, but they're like, yeah, I don't know about this?
Well, the neat thing is, Nikki, is that, it's not cliche, but you can't afford not to. If you've been looking and waiting and in your heart of hearts, you just aren't happy with how you look and feel is most important. If I wanted to stay like I am now, I know I've got your 100% support and I know I've got my family's 100% support. But I want what I want. Whether it's a pound or a look, that's what I'm looking for. So, it's cliche, but you can't afford not to. This is a silver platter. And And like you always say, Nikki, like everybody's not going to jive with you, but you give them the respect up front of meeting with them on a call, and you guys figure that out together.
Yeah, because I have an obnoxious personality, so I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. So I'm like, well, let's hop on the phone first and dive into your goals and make sure I can help you and make sure you can put up with me, because we spend a lot of time together in these 12 weeks.
Yeah. And I will tell everybody that the biggest thing, and I've told Nikki this before, is she taught me how to write my goals. And yeah, I want to lose. I don't even know what my goal was anymore because its numbers have flown. 65 pounds. I don't know. I've got 30 more to go. Whatever. But I wrote my goals, and I have to have it really detailed. And I went into wellness goals, and I'm pretty much on track. I am tickle pink. The support system, the other ladies in the group, oh my gosh. I mean, when I go to Florida, I'm going to see Kathy, I hope. I
would love that.
Oh yeah, I know. And I met someone at the hospital. I met Gail at the hospital. Come on. And so it's a silver platter. It's sitting right there in your heart of hearts. If you know you need help, you have to go to an expert. You have to go to a coach. I couldn't do a thing by myself. And here I am at 60, finally doing it with the support.
And you are rocking it out, sister. You are like the ever shrinking woman. And you've just dove into learning all kinds of new skills. You have such an adventurous mindset for somebody who was like, I can't do these things. And now you're like jumping in, like, your workplace is bringing in a yoga instructor. You're like, cool, let's go. I was like, hey, you want to go to dance class? You're like, yeah, let's go. You're cooking new things. You're just in this new experimentation phase where you're just like trying a bunch of new stuff and having a great time doing it. And that's why I love watching the journey that you're on, because you're enjoying it. Right. And I love to see that. Ladies, if you take nothing else away from this podcast episode, this is what I want you to take away, that it doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your existing conditions. You can lose the weight, but more importantly, you can really enjoy it. So why not do it in a way where it's enjoyable? Why torture ourselves doing workouts we don't like, taking diet pills that make us feel weird, doing diets where we feel like we're tired all the time and we're starving all the time and we're missing so many food groups? Like, no, you still have to enjoy life and have a good time. So I hope that you guys picked up on this. Christina's the embodiment of enjoying your weight loss journey for sure. So
it's been a blast. I got to tell you the best non-scale compliment.
Yes. Okay. Tell us.
You already know it. Well, there was a bunch, but the other day I was at work and someone complimented me on my weight loss, and she has a huge mirror in her office. She said, your back is flat. And I'm like, okay. So I looked in this mirror and wow, it looks so different, because I've been using a rowing machine also at work a few times a week, not very aggressively. Remind you, go back to the first part. I'm not a cardio girl, but it has helped. It's crazy. I mean, my ring's loose, my feet are little, I'm throwing clothes. I found some dimples. I found my collarbone.
I loved our coaching calls when you would get on and be like, I found a new body part, ladies. I have collarbones now. That's actually a common one. Like, we had a lot of women on the calls who are like, look, you guys, I got collarbones. I was like, you're all showing off wearing tank tops now, just popping those collarbones. But yeah, who doesn't want to have a flatter back? Like, come on, that's awesome. That's global weight loss, right? It's falling off everywhere.
Yep. Already went down a bathing suit size because I have a pool that I can go to. I don't go a lot, but thank goodness I had a bathing suit, because the first one was awful.
Hanging off you?
Yo, I couldn't even wear it. There's no way.
You had to get rid of more clothes in this
Yeah.
program. I was like, I almost felt bad. Like I was like, I'm sorry that you are just having to get rid of so many clothes. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Never mind. Get rid of them. Who
Yep.
cares?
That's right. That's right. I wish I had kept this one pair of capris from last summer because I already went through that stuff because they were huge, but I still got some huge stuff. I so want to do a before and after picture with a huge
Oh,
pair
like
of
wearing
pants.
the pants that are
Yeah.
too big. Oh my gosh, I love those. You got to do it. That'd
Yeah.
be so cool.
So,
Well, keep up the amazing work. You are inspiring so many women. All the girls who are still in the academy are still cheering you on and love seeing your posts and seeing your adventure. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing this with all of the women listening to the Do Life in the Body You Love podcast. And I can't wait for more updates.
you'll get them, and thanks for asking. It's a blast. I'm having a ball. I told you I can't wait to show you in 2 years and 5 years of how I'm maintaining, and I'm going to be that little old lady running around and riding her bike and
I love that.
playing with her grandkids, and yeah,
Yep.
it's all
Some
good.
grandbabies will be an inspiration to you to keep moving for